7 and all, and today I'm going to be sharing with you our 10th grade curriculum choices for our my second youngest sister, who is going into 10th grade, beginning her 10th grade year this year. They grow up so fast. Our family, by the way, doesn't do a traditional school year. We are year-round homeschoolers, so that we can take breaks and be flexible when it best fits our life schedule and not just at an arbitrary summer time of year, because we live in the tropics and the weather never changes. So we are year-round homeschoolers, which means that we don't have an official start to our homeschool. We just kind of have a rolling start. When you finish one curriculum is when you begin the next year's curriculum. So I'm going to be sharing with you our picks for the second year of high school. And if you're homeschooling a high schooler this year, let me know in the comments below. Or if you're just watching this because you're starting to prepare yourself emotionally for the future. Homeschool high school is not as scary as it first seems. This one, the 10th grader, is the 7th homeschooled high schooler that our family has had. And it's a lot of fun. You can go over a lot of fun stuff in high school. So let's get started. For her science, she's going to be doing Exploring Creation with Chemistry by Apologia. Big old textbook here. It's got experiments in it. We tend to be the type of family who reads about the experiments rather than really doing the experiments. We're more of the learn by reading type. But this textbook, I'm pretty sure, is pretty expensive, but she is literally the 7th child in our family to use it. This was my textbook when I was in chemistry many years ago in high school. And I actually do have a picture of me doing an experiment with one of my siblings back then, because, you know, a long time ago we maybe did do some of the experiments, but now we've just been doing this for a long time. Sometimes, you know, tell me in the comments below, are you an experiment type, or are you just really not so much of the experiment type? Everyone, you know, there's no right or wrong answer. Everyone has their own style and what they love to do. We tend to love books. I'm just saying. Then for a little family subject, we tend to work through one gather round unit a semester lately. So the next gather round unit we will be doing for my 2 youngest sisters together is transportation. And I expect this will typically take about 1 semester. And we do some of the writing projects with it as writing practice and just have fun talking about and exploring this topic. This is kind of a more for fun thing than it is for credit type of class. For in the language arts category, as far as grammar, she actually started this quite a while ago, I think, but she's not completely through it yet, so she's still working. She's also doing Worldly Wise, book 10, which is, of course, just vocabulary practice. There's a set of vocabulary words that you can go over with different kind of just fun activities, playing with words throughout the week. And for math, always exciting, she uses Life of Fred, and she's using Life of Fred Geometry now. Now, as you can see by the thickness of the book, once you get to high school, Life of Fred is definitely more meaty, and you can use it as a complete curriculum for math, and she has been using Life of Fred as her complete curriculum through middle school and high school so far. And she's doing excellent at math. In fact, my mom says she's probably going to be the biggest math whiz out of the whole family. So she's too bad Life of Fred didn't come out, 15 years ago. I mean, where were you? But it is really fun. It's a big improvement over the curriculums that were available when I was in school, for sure. There's lots of practice problems, and she's also actually still kind of just little by little working her way through the Advanced Algebra Extra book, which is called Zillions of Practice Problems. And I have to say that I appreciated the very scientific use of the word zillions in a math curriculum, math practice book. But we are big fans of Life of Fred, and for high school, this has been an excellent choice, and we're sticking with it. Plans to stick with it all the way through. For actual writing practice, she is using the Writing with Skill level 3 book here, and this is a first for our family. First time going through this. So here is the instructor text and the student workbook. So she is working through these very systematic approach to writing, I think, building strong writing skills. This is new, so she has just kind of very recently started it. So maybe at some point in the future, I will give a more thorough look inside it, how it works, and what we're thinking of it sometime down the road when we've had more time to use it. Then, for her history, Bible, and literature, she is using Sonlight, and I will give you a look inside Sonlight in just a minute. But I wanted to say for her electives, she is doing Mandarin Chinese as her foreign language, and I've done a video talking about some of the resources that we use for doing Mandarin Chinese in our homeschool. She does some things on her own for more practice, and then she spends some time with me so I can look at her characters and her sentences that she's writing. We can have some conversation practice, and I can give her some suggestions of what to listen to or what to try out next. Then she's also doing piano as a just kind of self-directed, interest-led kind of extra elective course there. She works on practicing her piano every day. She's new to piano. This is something that she chose to do now in high school, and so she is learning. We've got some, beginner books on reading music. She's been working on that, I think, since around her birthday last year, and she's been growing in her ability to read music and beginning to play simple songs and then challenge and going up a little by little. So it's not like a super serious academic approach to music, but just building on this interest, building skills, and being able to play the keyboard. So she has an electric keyboard in her room, and it's really fun to hear her play. Now I'm going to take you to go look inside her Sonlight Core. All right, so here is the Sonlight Instructor's Guide, which, like a lot of our curriculum, it's been well used. This is American History in Depth, Core 100. If they've kept the same names, I am not sure on that. But so this is what 1 week for her looks like. And for her, she is doing the Sonlight Core all completely on her own. For my younger sister, they do Sonlight. My mom reads to them and leads it. But here at high school, and you probably know this if you have high schoolers, they do a lot of their subjects independently. So here you can have the book she's reading for Bible Study Sampler, and Why Pray. Here is the History, Geography, and Biographies, the History of the U.S., which is a big series of books. Let me see if I can show you one of them right here. This is a long series of books. She's in book 2 now, it looks like, as far as where she is at in this. And this is the history spine for this year of Sonlight. And it's very in-depth. There's a lot in here, so I think it's great for a U.S. history spine for high school. Then there's some biographies here. She's reading Peace Child by Don Richardson. And then she's reading in her literature. Here she's reading a biography of Cameron Townsend. And there's a Treasury of Poetry for Young People, which is this book, and I really like this book. I think it's a beautiful collection of poetry. There are, that's a sad poem. A Man's Body at Auction. Super sad one there. But there is a wide variety in here, ones that really kind of make you think. Interesting illustrations. This is good for, I think, teens. Definitely have some of the heavier poetry as well as some of the lighter poetry in here. So that's the big poetry book they go through in this year. And then behind the weekly schedule, there's some notes on what you're reading about. This is the first week, so it's mostly setup notes there. There's some notes here. Maybe that week didn't have any notes, or they're moved to a different week. You can see some of these dates. This was being used in 2015, but I think it's been used even definitely before that. But that's the great thing with Sonlight books. You buy these great books and you can use them again and again with multiple children. I will show you right here. This is the shelf where we keep the books for this Core 100. So you can see here a lot of great books she gets to read there. And that is what she's doing for 10th grade in our family's homeschool.